What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's Denise Salcedo, and I am super excited because today we have the princess of the Black Throne, AEW's very own Julia Hart. Julia, welcome to the channel. How are you?
Hey, good. How about you?
I'm doing good. It's so nice to
Good.
see you. I was
Nice to
so
meet you.
excited when they were like, "Oh, do you want to interview Julia?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "That's
Oh,
not even a question. Let's get to it."
oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, Julia, first and foremost, where are you at right now?
I'm at my house in Atlanta. It's actually snowing here, so the
Oh.
whole state of Georgia's shut down. So
Oh my god, isn't it
yeah,
crazy? You're, like, talking
yeah.
about snow and over here fires. It's just, like,
I know.
polar
Yeah,
opposite, right? It's so
yeah,
insane.
yeah,
Julia, so let's get right to it because 'cause there's been a lot that's sort of been happening with you, and I wanna start off with, you coming back from injury, getting right into, like, the groove of things, these killer vignettes that we've been seeing from you, getting right back into the action. You just got back into the ring last week. Let's start there. What was your recovery process like? And during that time of waiting and anticipating to get back into the ring?
yeah. So I tore my labrum in my right shoulder. That was the injury. Had surgery, and then recovery was about 3-ish months, and then I was pretty good for up to around 3 months. At the end of September, I could have technically came back if I wanted to, but it was just better that I wait and make sure that I'm 1,000% ready to come back in the ring, especially because I've never been out with injury before. And I was like, oh gosh, that's never happened to me. So I wonder what it's like coming back. And then I get to work with Jamie Hayter as the first person coming back, who's an amazing opponent and super hard hitting. And I was like, this is gonna be really intense, especially for my first match back. So just really preparing, getting in the ring as much as I could, working out as much as I could, doing cardio up until leading to the match and getting ready. So
You're
yeah.
talking about this like being your first injury, and obviously it's
Mhm.
scary because you're thinking, oh my God, I'm picking up momentum. Obviously, just having been champion, the last thing you want is to get injured because all of that stuff runs through your mind.
Yeah.
I guess, what was running through your mind, given, like you said, it was your first, you've never been in a situation like that.
Yeah, I've never been first injury in wrestling. So I guess I kind of just took it as this is the universe telling me to slow down for a second and appreciate everything that's happened in the past couple years with my character changing crazy, with me climbing up the ladder and getting the TBS championship. So it was just kind of like take a moment, breathe, and then also to just letting the next person have their moment as well. When Willow took the belt from me, having letting her have her moment too, because she's such a great performer and a great wrestler, so she needs that too. So it's just more like just slow down. I think that's all it really was, and just appreciating everything.
Yeah, like, just take everything, like, for
Mhm.
like, to be grateful, right? Because sometimes when you're in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
groove of things, you're just like, this is happening, and this is great, and
yeah,
this is great," and you kinda forget to, like, take a moment and pause and be like, "Alright, God, this is
definitely.
real life." So, Julia,
Yeah,
let's get into that. TBS champion. When you got to hold the belt, I believe you were the youngest, right? AEW
yes.
champion ever. I mean, that is
Mhm.
insane.
Yeah.
Talk to us about having won the title, having been able to hold the title, and what do you think it did for you as a performer?
Yeah, I tried to not let it get to my head in any way, just still trying to learn and push through and understand what it means to be a champion, to hold a championship because I've never had one before, So, uh, yeah, just being grateful and keep learning and just know that the boss has faith in me, I think was also another big thing. Because sometimes you don't always know if you're doing the right thing, you just kinda do your thing and you keep going, and with a championship, that's the world saying that this is you're doing the right thing, so it's just kinda like, "Wow, this is such a great feeling."
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very, very cool to see because it was just
Yeah.
exciting. Like you, Chris, and Sky, like you guys
Mhm.
absolutely killed it. And just to
Yeah.
have that moment, I felt like seeing you win and seeing you guys all in there, it was really like, oh my God, we are setting up for this new generation of, AEW women's wrestlers. And not just, of course, AEW women's wrestlers, but just like women's wrestlers in general. It was very, very exciting to see. Julia, I do want to talk though about, you're going from cheerleader to what you're doing now, the
Yeah.
dark, gothic, totally different.
Yeah.
What was your initial impression when you found out you were doing this big major character change? You were going to be in there with the House of Black. What was your reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, I was probably the most excited just because it was more so my idea, or I asked if I could be a part of it. Because I think I just needed to take myself more seriously with, the cheerleader thing. I wasn't taking myself so seriously. I couldn't translate cheerleading to wrestling because I did cheer for 6 years. So that wasn't really working out for me. I'm like, I just need something different. And when I found out about House of Black, I kind of shoot my shot and was like, what if I joined? And they're like, what? Let's see what you got. Do a promo. And then I did one and they were like, oh, you actually do have something. Like, yeah, we'll see where this goes. And I was just like, okay. So it's kind of, I was so excited. So excited.
I didn't know
Yes.
that you were the one who pitched the idea, like pitched yourself for that spot because I look
Yeah.
at that and I'm like, "Oh my god, that would be so intimidating, to go
It
into
was,
this."
yeah.
Right, that's what I imagine.
Especially when I didn't know any of the guys really. I didn't know them. So I asked Jerry Lynn actually helped me talk to Malachi and then I talked to him and it was just like I definitely needed help because I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, I have an idea. I don't know what to do with this idea, but I think it'll be good for me. I don't know. And seeing if Tony likes it, of course. And of course he obviously he liked it because that's what he
Yeah.
did. So it was just kind of like, oh, like, I don't know. I'm trying my
I love
best.
that. I love that though, because only you know yourself the best, and you knew that somewhere in there you could pull this off, and you had that instinct, and you just ran with
Yeah.
it. And it ended
Yeah.
up being the thing that you can say like changed your career or altered your career in AEW.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because I was like, I need to do something different. I need something that's not cheerleading because I had done that for 6 years and I shouldn't bring it to wrestling. I need something else. Yeah.
But I also feel like, cheerleading, like being a cheerleader, a competitive cheerleader, that
Yeah.
also must have benefited you a whole lot in the ring because obviously, it's athletics.
Yeah. And just being in front of a crowd. I think that's my favorite part of wrestling is just being in front of a crowd and entertaining people. So I got that with cheerleading. So I'm glad I had that practice before coming into wrestling.
So you mentioned kind of this being your idea. I kind of want to go back to the House of Black there
Mhm.
for a second because we talked a little bit about you not really knowing them and having this meeting with Malakai Black, talking about it with him. How
Mhm.
was it like being incorporated into the group? Obviously, because you got Buddy and Brody and Malakai, who are all friends. They all know each other, and they're this big burly men, and you're
Yeah.
coming in here like a little sister. What was
Yeah.
like the relationship like, and how has that grown throughout your guys' time together?
Yeah, they really took me under their wing and they've treated me so great and just helped me so much. And I remember when me and Brody found out we actually lived 10 minutes away from each other and I became really close with his wife. And I remember one time after I came back from a match, and Brody and his wife were standing at the right when you come back from the curtain. They were there to like cheer me on, and I was just like, "Oh, these are my people. These are some really great people, and they've really helped me elevate myself." So I'm so thankful for them.
That's so nice because whenever
Yeah,
you are, you're on the road, you don't have your family with you. So
yeah,
whenever you could make people in the locker room feel a little bit more like family, that's obviously really nice to have.
yeah, yeah. They're great.
Yes. Okay. So I do also want to get at, there's a lot of reports out there right now in the news about Malakai Black probably no longer being with AEW. Obviously, nothing has been confirmed or official. However, Julia, I do want to get your thoughts on that. How you would feel if that was the situation, if that was the case, and having worked with Malachi Black so closely, how would that also impact what you, Brody, and Buddy have been doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it will be okay, and whatever he decides to do with his career is his business, and I wish him all the best no matter what. He has been such a great rock for me, and I appreciate everything he's ever done with me. But also, the rumors aren't confirmed or anything, so I don't know what exactly is going on. Anything could be happening. We don't know. So it's just matter of fact of whatever happens, happens. And I'm happy for him no matter what happens. And I think House of Black will be okay no matter what happens. I think I'll keep destroying the women's locker room. Brody and Buddy will destroy the men's locker room. Everything will be okay. And I am happy for everybody no matter what.
I love that. No, I think you
Yeah,
guys are all like killing it on your own, doing your thing, and you guys
yeah,
have shown and proven that. I mean, we just saw Buddy in this Matthew with Will Ospreay. You've been doing
amazing.
your thing. Brody's been just like nonstop. So I feel like the House of Black will definitely be like kicking ass regardless of what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
But Julia, also, having worked with all these guys, what's been the best advice that they've given you, from the very beginning to now?
Yeah, I think just always taking in the moment of, whenever you're wrestling, just really taking in the moment and feeling and just trying to be in it, I think is one thing I always try to, slow down in my matches and breathe and just take it all in and be as aggressive as you can. So I think that's definitely advice they always have repeated to me. Just be aggressive, slow down, and take it all in.
And I think take it all in is probably
Yeah.
like the most important part, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
so much happening. Sometimes you
Yeah.
just get lost in the moment. Julia, you just
Yeah.
turned 23 years old. My God, like you've already accomplished so much. When I was like looking at your age, I started thinking like, oh my God, 23. I was doing nothing of what Julia's doing right now. And it's just incredible to see, you going out there kicking ass, being in front of this big, large audience. I want to get into how AEW has sort of changed your life because it is a new company and they've offered so many different people career changing
Yeah.
lives, moments, money, you name it. For you, what has that moment been like from like, okay, I'm signing with AEW and I went from being a cheerleader, kind of just there, and now all of a sudden you are in the forefront. People are like, she's female Undertaker, we love her so much. All of that, what has that journey been like, just like personally and career wise?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, it just moves so fast and trying to appreciate everything that's going on in my life. Also getting married too last year, 2023. So I don't know. It's just like it's so much, and I try not to overthink it, and I just try to look at each moment and appreciate it because it can be a lot, but also this is what I've always dreamed of. So yeah,
And
and
getting to
thankful for
have
AW. Yeah,
Yeah, getting to have your husband, of course, Lee Johnson, there with you.
yeah.
It's nice to have that person there supporting you and getting to be along this journey with you.
Yeah, he's great. He's amazing.
You're like, yeah, he's great. He's lovely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Julia, of course, I do want to, sort of rewind a little bit. We have a few minutes left, but I do want to
Yeah.
rewind a little bit because going from cheerleading to pro wrestling, it's you. If this was a movie, you would be two polar opposite characters. You would not
Yeah.
be the same character. What triggered that career change? And also, what was the reaction from your friends and family?
Oh, I think they loved it. I think they love it now. I think it's just I always think about if somebody from high school is like, "Oh, I wonder what Julia Hart is doing now," and they go and look at my Instagram, and I'm like, have spiders in my mouth, and I'm, punching somebody in the face. I'm like, I wonder what they think. Like, am I crazy? Like, that's pretty weird. But I've only gotten just support from all my family and friends. I think they think I'm cool. I mean, I hope so. But yeah,
No, I was gonna say you
yeah.
sure as hell seem very, very cool. And it's
Oh,
been
thank
great
you.
to see the character just like blossom. Like I love the
Yeah.
vignettes too. I always sort of equate them to they look like if you were promoting a show, like a TV show. Like if that was a
Mhm.
trailer for a TV show, I'd be like, I'm watching that, Sabrina the
Oh,
Teenage
thank
Witch
you.
or something. I'm tuning in.
Thank
That is
you.
exactly what I see. And I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know this, but like when I watch AEW and I see you as that person that is cool and unique and is going to attract the younger
Thank you.
audiences. And I see that and I'm like, yeah, if I was watching AEW and, I was tuning in for the first time, I would be like, who's that? Who's Julia? I want to know more about her. And so it has been cool to,
Thank you.
just see the character grow. For you, having seen what it's become, how much more do you love it now that you're so much more deeper into it?
Yeah, I crave it all the time, just being out there in front of the crowd and just it's really hard for me to get in character when I'm not in character, if that makes sense, to just drop the eyes and try to look at people in the eye and try to make them feel uncomfortable or something. I'm like, oh, I just love that feeling.
No, it's so I was gonna say you picked
Yeah,
it up so fast. Like I would have
yeah,
never known that you had that in you, but you brought it to life. And it's so nice to see because it's cool. It's cool. And
yeah.
like I said, I look at you and I'm like, damn, I want to do that. Like she looks great. And so it's very, very inspiring to see. Julia, we are down to just about the end of this interview. I want to do a very quick lightning round with you where I'm going to ask you some
Sure.
fast paced questions. And it's kind of more about your personal life and you pretty much answer them however you please. So let's go ahead and get to it. Question number one. When you're not wrestling, working, or traveling, what do you like to do for fun?
I'll play with my dogs.
Oh, I was about to ask you, do you have any pets? That was one of the
Yes.
questions.
Do you want me to answer it now, or do you want me for the?
You know what? We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Okay,
I'll save
okay,
it. I'll save
okay.
it. Question number two. Who has been your biggest inspiration in life?
Right now, my husband.
Oh, I love
He's-
that. That's so
yeah,
sweet.
yeah, definitely my husband. He's my rock. So definitely my husband, Lee Johnson. I just like saying
Yes.
husband now.
No, that's the best part, isn't it? You're
Yeah.
like, I'm taken. I'm someone's wife. This is my husband. It's great.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Question number three. If you weren't a wrestler or a cheerleader, what do you think you'd be doing for a living?
Um, before I worked at Jamba Juice. Honestly, I'm sure I'd still be at Jamba Juice. I'm just
I love Jamba Juice. So hearing you say that, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good.
Jamba Juice is from California. Yep.
Yeah, it's great. All right. And then question number four, that was the one I was going to ask you if you had any pets. And
Yeah.
tell us about your dogs.
Yes, I have two dogs. One's a Bernedoodle, his name's Rocky, and then a mini poodle, Snacks. And then I also have a pet snake, which is a ball python named Jude.
Oh my God, what's
Yeah.
it like having a pet snake? Because don't you have to like feed it the rats and stuff?
Yeah, definitely my least favorite part, but I hate rats. So I'm like, yeah, get this, just eat it. But they don't really do much. They kind of just sit there, the snakes. But it's just nice to have another being, something breathing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean? I
that's
don't
so
know.
creepy. Oh, it's so creepy. Like, it never gets out, right? Like of its little cage area.
And unless I like take it out, but then he
Yeah.
doesn't really do anything. So
Aw, how cute. Question number five. Who do you consider the best wrestler or wrestlers out there?
definitely Mercedes. She is a powerhouse. She's great. Chris Statlander. Their match that they had, I think that was my match of 2024. They had a great match.
I don't
Uh,
blame you. That match was so exciting to see.
yeah.
Question number six. What artist can we find on your playlist?
I think my top three or my top four on my replay was Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, Tyler the Creator, and Michael Jackson.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm a big Billie and Ariana Grande fan, so I'm with you on that. Her new album is amazing, by the way.
Yes.
Both of them actually, both Billie and Ariana.
Yeah, that's all that was on replay all
Yeah,
last year. Yeah.
that's so great. Question number seven. Do you have a New Year's resolution?
I think I literally said it last night. Me and Lee were just talking about this, but now I can't remember what I said or how I worded it. Just not holding myself back, just letting myself do all the things I want to do and not having any regret with it.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Question number eight. Who is your AEW dream match and why?
Maybe Serena Deeb.
Oh, yes. That'd be
Just
fun.
someone her and Riho in Jacksonville. I was sitting in the crowd that match and I remember being so moved by Serena Deeb and I was like, wow, I can't wait to wrestle her one day. So I'd love to wrestle Serena.
That'd be awesome. So awesome. Question number nine. Outside of wrestling, what is something on your bucket list?
Probably skiing in Colorado.
Ooh, that would be
I'm a
cool.
big downhill skier and I've only skied in Minnesota and there's no mountains there. It's just like hills. So I'm like, I really need to go down a mountain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right? Like that would be like the most exhilarating part for sure.
Yes. Yes.
Question number 10. How would your friends describe you in 3 words or less?
I think they would say I'm funny. I hope they would say I'm funny. I don't funny, weird, and empathetic.
Oh, I love that. Those are really good combinations of words. It's very, very good. Julia, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. I know I went over just a little bit, but it was just so nice to chat with you and to get to know you a little bit more. Before we go, tell the people where they can follow you, where they can watch AEW, what to look forward to, especially since we're starting a whole brand new year.
You can follow me, the Julia Hart, on Twitter and X and Instagram, and then AEW is on TBS and TNT, and now streaming on Max on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Perfect, guys. Make sure to give Julia some love. I'm going to post the links in the description box below. We hope you enjoyed this interview. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.